Hello everyone, welcome to IT Security Labs. And it looks like I had a minor technical glitch here, so let me know if you can hear me in the comments to make sure that things are working. I moved things around in my office here and looks like I had a little glitch, but I hope people are still around. Let's just check to make sure. Let's go to YouTube. I'm just checking to make sure that things are working. Awesome, awesome. Thank you all for coming. Let me see if I can hear myself. I'm just checking to make sure that. Awesome. All right, guys. So today's video, we just want to talk about Hackthebox, some tips and tricks that we can use. Let's leave this, and also at the end, look on a machine that we can attack this week. So I'm very excited for this week because last week we had a successful week. So let me sign into my Hackthebox and show you what we did. It was a wonderful week. So I'm going to sign in. A lot of people reached out this time, at least to me. We had one person who was asking on our Discord channel how to get the root, which was also great. So I'm just signing into my Hackthebox right now to show you some progress that I've made. So we all know that this is actually some serious business that we're doing here. We're not just meeting every week and talking. We actually are taking some action as well. All right. So this is my progress from last week. I worked on Fuse, which was our machine for the week. I was able to get that one. I also got Cascade, which was the week before's machine. I got the Cascade after last week's live stream, actually. That's when I got this. Then I got Fuse, which was a relatively easy machine that we picked last week. Then I also went for forward slash because this week I was feeling motivated enough to make some progress. So 2 days ago, I went for forward slash, which was a wonderful machine, I think. Then from there, I went tried on this deep pleasure, really difficult machine. It's insane. This one is rated insane. So I don't have root yet, but I think I know how to get root here, so that shouldn't be a problem. So this is the progress that we made last week, and I'm curious what people have been working on for the week. I'm really curious. If people can want to just comment below and let everybody know if you're able to get that machine, that would be awesome. Then let me just put on this screen all the YouTube comments, so I can actually know what people are saying, which is awesome. Awesome. So now I can see all the comments that people are saying. So today we're going to be doing a lot of talking about some tips from me. And if people have some tips, please comment in the chat what you think are really helpful tips as well. But today I'm actually going to try to share with you some of the things that I've learned being on Hackthebox for a while. Matthew said he didn't get a chance to start Fuse. Yeah, sometimes things get really busy. So let me see. I think I'm missing something. I'm missing my comments section here. Where is my comments? All right, I'll just use the ones from Facebook from here. All right, so I have about 7 little tips and tricks that I learned that I think might be helpful to some people. And also, if you have yours, let us know. So the first thing that I learned is that when you are just starting out, at least for me, when you are starting out on Hackthebox, the very first thing that you need to do is spend some time reading other people's walkthroughs. Um, Read a bunch of walkthroughs and maybe follow along with a walkthrough because you don't know the workflow. You are just starting out, and you by the time you do 3 or 4 of those, you sort of get the workflow and you begin to develop sort of your own profile of how you like things. For example, if you follow along on a walkthrough that somebody wrote, and then try to attack a similar machine, you can be looking at, oh, after Nmap, we went through the ports, and then from the ports, I was able to run Dirbuster, for example, or other tools. So the very first tip that I suggest for anyone who is just getting started is start with some walkthroughs, whether you're reading them or you're watching videos on YouTube. I have about 30 videos that I made for machines that are sort of OSCP like, and you can see that as I made those videos, I became better and better and better, and I actually became really good at coming up with my own methodology, which is awesome. So that's tip number 1 that I wanted to share with people today. Then tip number 2, which I think is really great, is document your work. I think it's very important for you to document things because you end up referring to your work before you know it. So document your work, and I'll share with you some of my documentation that I do. If I can sign into I have 2 ways that I use for documentation, and I'm going to share them with you. The very first one, actually, let's just do this, is I use OneNote. Cherry Tree is another tool that you can use, and as you can see, this OneNote is actually work in progress. I'm transferring my work from an online tool that I was using to OneNote because I really like OneNote. But with OneNote, the documentation, as you can see here, it's easy to put things in groups. For example, for my enumeration, I have Nmap. I have a few commands ready to go. All I do is literally just copy here and paste. Don't think about it. And then, of course, depending on what I'm doing, this is very quick and easy. So document your work because you will need it. I actually have some write-ups that I make here of even active machines. As I work on the machine, I actually write things. So I don't want to show you the active one because I do have a few write-ups for the machines that I showed you that I attacked last week. So that's really awesome. And Charles Hall says that download checklist word list library. Yes, I can. Yeah, that is an awesome thing to do. Download the checklist library, and then yes, Charles, you're right. This looks exactly like Cherry Tree. If you don't use Microsoft tools like what I have here, I just use Cherry Tree. So that's tip number 2. Document your work because you will need it. It will save you time. You just click on a section, you copy the commands. It's like automating things, and you can look at what you have worked on. Especially with machines on Hackthebox, the Windows machines, I can tell you there's at least 5 machines that all have the same way of attacking them. And if you attack one of them, the next time you're working on it, you know. Like for example, if they are working on Kerberos, like Kerberos sting. If you do a Kerberos sting on one machine and you document it well, you run the same ports again next time. You see another machine with Kerberos, you do the same thing, or at least you twist it a little bit. So document your work. That's my second tip. Then my tip number 3 is, as you work on these different machines, take time to deep dive into some tools. For example, Nmap. Take some time to read the documentation for Nmap. Understand the different options. Understand how Nmap works and why Nmap was written. Take some time and actually understand these tools. If you're going to be running, say, reverse shells or Dirbuster, take time to understand all the different options and how other people have used them. So one day, just pick a tool, read about it, watch videos about it. You actually benefit the most if you deep dive into these tools, and you realize that you actually end up with some favorites. For example, how does one go with GoBuster against Derb, against other tools? It's because the more you learn about them, the more you realize sometimes GoBuster doesn't work well, Derb works better, or other tools works better. So do spend some time. That's my tip number 3 here, is that spend some time on your tools. Then my tip number 4 is automate things if possible. Automate things, write your own scripts that do things, and above all, have sort of like a workflow that works for you. Part of automation is not just writing scripts. You see, I have a scripts folder here, but also having a workflow, knowing that when you get your ports, you know exactly, okay, I'm going to start from the top of the port. I mean, the very first port going down. Come up with a way that works for you. Some people start with port 80 no matter what. Some people like to go through the results from Nmap one by one. Come up with a workflow that works for you. The more things that you can automate, make sort of easy to understand, the better. If you can automate things, if you can try to have a workflow that works for you with tools and scripts, the easier it is. Then you can spend more time thinking about the actual machine and the problem than worrying about, oh, where do I go next, being all over the place. So come up with a workflow that works for you. For me, I like to start with port 80. If I see port 80 open, I don't care how many ports are above it. I go and poke around on port 80 because I just can't go on other ports without starting with port 80. Then from 80, I try to look for any low-hanging fruits. Like, for example, is there anything in the code? So I look at the source code, for example. Is there something written on the site that's interesting? What kind of website is it? Is it a Git page, or is it a WordPress? Is it a PHP site? That's actually what I like. I like to do that. Then from there, I can maybe look at the lower ports like FTP. Is anonymous login enabled, for example? So if I have Windows SMB, I always try to sign in. I have ways of doing things. For example, let's see here for Windows. I know that if I see SMB client, here are the 2 commands that I always try to do. Make sure that I can get in. So come up with the workflow. That was my tip number 4. Tip number 5 has something to do with being able to find help and how to find help. Go and seek help if necessary. If you spend 3-4 hours on a machine and you're banging your head on a wall, come to IT Security Labs on the Facebook page, on our Facebook page. Come to our Discord channel. Someone is always going to give you a hint. They're not going to give you an answer, but they'll give you a hint. So use Hackthebox forums, for example, to seek help. Don't look for answers, but seek direction. So don't be shy to seek help and direction, because I think it's great. If you need help, go and seek it. Matthew says he checks anonymous FTP before port 80. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. That's what I said. Most people like have their own way of doing it, and you need to find a way that really works for you. All right, then my tip number 6. I cannot emphasize this enough. This is the one thing that I learned the hard way. You need to enumerate and enumerate and enumerate. If you find yourself stuck and it seems like there's no way you're going to get that user account, go back and really open up your mind and enumerate as much as you can. What do I mean by enumerate? If you have a website, maybe make sure that you look through the website. Is there any archives on this website, on this port 80 site that you found? Are there archives? Are there subdomains? Because you might be missing subdomains. Put that IP address in your Etsy host. Enumerate that we're using a domain name. Visit the site using domain name instead of going with an IP address. Find subdomains. If you have any SMB or FTP open, Go through every single folder one by one. Look at every single thing that's in there. You might find something very interesting. You might actually miss it. So take your time and actually enumerate as much as you can, because that's where most people get frustrated, is because they don't spend time looking at things around. They don't enumerate enough. And then they just want to blow through a lot of material, hoping that they can just hack the machine with an easy exploit. Usually the information is in the things that you are missing around there. Okay, yeah. Someone is asking if I have gone for the OSCP exam. No, I have not gone for the OSCP exam, and I feel ready right now. I actually am thinking sometime in November or December I should sit for the OSCP exam. And by that time, us as a team would have gone through a lot of machines as well. And I'm hoping I'll be able to pass on the first try. That's why I really like to spend time getting to know these things. But because I know a lot of people fail their first time, and I hope it won't be me, but you never know. So that's why I'm trying to do everything I can right now. But yes, I will try to sit for the OSCP. Some people tell me it's easier than these machines we're doing on Hackthebox, but I want to make sure that I have my bases covered. All right. My last tip, tip number 7, is that you need to really spend some time on privilege escalation, because depending on what you're working on, the Windows one, I didn't put my material in here yet, but there's good documentation. If anyone has all the links, got milk, I think they have a really good privilege escalation checklist. The one that is the most interesting one is the one for Windows. Linux privilege escalation is really most of the time straightforward. Windows is going to get you. So you need to spend some time. For example, sudo -L and you see this, try that. This is a quick little tip that I just pasted in here. Try to spend some time there and make sure that you can get really good at your privilege escalation. You said, what about buffer overflow? Oh yes, buffer overflow, surprisingly, for me, it was so difficult when I first started. I watched Heath Adams, the Cyber Mentors series on YouTube. It's really great. After watching his videos, I got it. Then I did a bunch of machines from Hub for buffer overflow, and there's a couple on Hackthebox. In fact, I can make a video on one of them. I know there's a Windows buffer overflow machine. It's very simple, honestly. The moment it clicks to you, buffer overflow is one of the easiest ones. I'm not too worried. If I go for the OSCP, I'm pretty sure the buffer overflow machine will not be the hardest. It's easy as long as you know the workflow on how to go about it. But it's sort of foreign if you're just trying to learn it from the beginning. Awesome. So yeah, I might do that. So those are my tips, and thank you for everybody who has been sharing their tips in the comments here. Or someone is asking what I do. I work in cybersecurity on a blue team, but I did at my previous job when I was doing everything, like as a sysadmin and also as a network administrator. I was responsible for scanning my network for vulnerabilities before any sort of auditing or before external pen testers came in a house. I would do these vulnerabilities in my network. So yeah, I did do this for work. Right now, I'm in a blue team, so I don't do scanning for work. But as you can see from my channel, I've been spending some time practicing these skills. To me, this is exciting. That's how I was able to go after 3 machines last week, because once you get started, it's like a bug. You can't stop. All right. So that was just me sharing some of my tips. If you have any, please share in the description for everybody to see. If you haven't, please join our Facebook group. I think it's awesome. Join us on Discord as well. And if you have time, commit to us attacking a machine this week. And speaking of machines, I don't know if anybody has worked on this machine. I'm stuck on root. User was difficult to get. Root, somehow, I think I don't have the brain power yet for this one. So let me know. I can reach out to you on our Facebook group or in Discord. All right, so that brings us to the machine for this week. What do people think should be the machine that we go for? Because I think we are on a roll so far. Over the past 3 weeks, people have been attacking machines, and I think it's awesome. So I'm just curious where people are as far as which machine do you think we should go for? Anyone throw a name out there? So far with Rope 2, I think this one is retiring soon. Is it retiring or is it new? Oh, this is a new one. It's one day. So this one was put yesterday or today. So Rope 2 is a new one. So we did Rope, just Rope. Yeah, so this is a brand new machine, guys. We can, it's not rated yet, still 0-0. I didn't do all, someone is asking if I've done all the retired ones. I didn't do all of them, but I did more than 40 of the machines here. I have done more than 40 or 45 machines, made videos for about 30 of them. I didn't do all of them. I only did the ones that people suggest from somewhere here. Let me show you. There's a list that somebody suggests that you go for. All right. So if you think you have a machine that we can do, please let us know. So I've done most of the machines here on the Linux and Windows, and some here. This is the list that I went with when I first started. Was people saying these will prepare you for SCP? Yeah, I've done most of these machines. All right, so let's pick one machine for the week. Maybe we can go for a medium or hard machine this week, if people are up for the challenge. Otherwise, we can also just pick the new one. The only trouble with doing new machines on Hackthebox, especially the brand new ones, is that a lot of people will be on these machines and they become very slow, which is frustrating. They can be really slow, and some people just brute force these machines, which in most cases doesn't work. Otherwise, we can pick another one like this one. Have I done this one? Nope. Blackfield is a Windows machine. I know there's a lag, so I'm just waiting for people to comment here. Give me a thumbs up if you think Blackfoot might be our machine for the week. Last week we had a last week we had a Windows machine, Fuse, and this week Magic. Charles is asking if we've tried Magic. Let's see. Yes, I did Magic a while ago. I didn't even remember. But that doesn't stop the team from going for it. All right. I got one person to say Blackfield sounds like a good machine. This one is rated medium. Oh, yeah. This is a medium machine. It's 22 days old. So that's good. All right. So I think we can go with this one. A lot of people will not, unless if you have done this. Matthew, I'm curious what you're thinking about this one as well. Let me know in the comments if you have any objections to Blackfield. And I think we can do this one. Since it's a medium machine and it's Windows, I don't think it would be too bad. There's too much enumeration, very little CVE, not CTF like, so it's a good one, and it's mostly real life. So I think we can do this. All right, so yeah, that's our machine for today. If you have any sort of if you don't have a lot of experience with Windows machines, from this list here, I suggest you spend some time just to read up on how they solved most of these machines. Watch some of my walkthroughs on YouTube on most of these machines, especially the Windows. Once you do a few of the Windows machines, privilege escalation in Windows is, for me, more challenging than anything else. All right. So we chose our machine for the week, and it's 9:30. That's awesome. I think we can do this. Thank you all for showing up to these live streams. It means a lot, and it keeps us all accountable. And working as a team is awesome. I've added a couple of people from last week who asked to join the team, but I think the team is at a good number right now. And as long as we keep doing this, we'll be fine. Our machine for the week, it looks like there's only 1,063 people who have done it. And hopefully by the end of this week, we add about 10 of us who complete the machine. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to come to our Facebook or Discord so we can work together as a team. I think this is going to be fun. Oh, someone says this looks so interesting. You mean Blackfield? Blackfield looks interesting. All right. And before we end this stream, I just wanted to say something. I didn't realize this, but so I hacked a bunch of machines, like a lot. I had made some progress here, almost like to 10 or 15%. Then I lost it all because all my machines got retired, and I didn't realize. I was like all the way in the 30s is 5% of machines owned. Then all of a sudden last week I finally came back. I'm now at 6%. The name of the Facebook group, let me post the link here. I'll just post a link for you. The group has the same name as our channel, and this group has grown so quickly. We almost have 3,200 members on the page in a very short amount of time, which I think is great. So that's the link to the Facebook group. If you want, you can join there. And when you attack a machine and you get user, just make sure to also let others know. Also join our team, IT Security Labs. If you're interested in joining our team on Hackthebox, post your username in the comments and I will add you to our team. That way, every single week we'll have these live streams. We'll look at what machine we have done. At least for me and a lot of other people in the team, we really stick to this schedule. We try to at least crack these machines. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're hard, but that's the commitment that we have. We like this so much that we just do it because it's so much fun as well. And hopefully one day it will pay off, because if we do this for a year, I'm pretty sure that if you stick around with us for a year, you're going to be getting really, really good at what you do. Because you can only get better with experience and time, and this is good motivator for us. And interesting enough, let me show you my I have a CISSP and I'm getting CPEs. All my CPEs are from Hackthebox. I did not submit any CPEs from anywhere else, and Hackthebox automatically submits them for me, which I think is the greatest thing ever. So let me share my dashboard with you. So if you are CISSP certified like me and you need your CPEs, this is the great way of getting your CPEs. Look at these CPEs. This is my schedule. I got my CISSP in September 2019. This is where I should be, somewhere around here. But I've already surpassed, I'm in my 2021. The moment they submit my CPEs for this month, I'm going to be somewhere here. I think I probably have 20 that haven't been submitted yet. So I can do my view details. Let me show you that these all came from Hackthebox, which I think is the greatest thing ever. See that? They're all Hackthebox labs, Hackthebox labs. They're submitted once a month. That's why I see sometimes I have 3. Sometimes some months I go crazy on Hackthebox. And then this is the second page. They're all on Hackthebox, which is awesome. So if you have a CISSP and you want your CPEs, you'll get. Someone is asking, what do I suggest for someone new in Hackthebox, VIP or the free? If you can afford VIP, I highly suggest that you do it. Having access to those machines that are retired, because all the write-ups that you're going to see online are going to be only for retired machines, and you cannot see retired machines if you don't have VIP. So yeah, I suggest that if you really are serious and you have the money and you can afford it, pay for the VIP. I've been paying for it and it works very well for me. So if you can, please go for the VIP. But if you cannot, just spend some time on the active machines with us. That's also perfectly fine if it's out of your budget. But if you cannot afford the VIP and you're serious about it, I might be able to help you with maybe 6 months of VIP. If somebody is really serious about this and they are committed to learning, I will be able to send you a voucher, a gift card for VIP. I can use some of my ad revenue that I get from YouTube to sponsor some people. So reach out to me on Discord or Facebook or whatever. Just let me know, hey, I need the VIP membership. I might be able to string a few dollars from the little amount that I get from YouTube from advertisements. And by the way, YouTube does not allow advertisements on most of my videos that mention the word hack and exploit in them. They have limited ads, which is fine. I'm not in this for the money. All right. Is anyone else? Does anyone else have any questions for me or the team here? We have a lot of really good people like Matthew and Tectonic and Charles that are always here. We also have Root, who is a regular here. He always stops by, and we have a lot of people that are willing to support us and answer any questions that people might have. Oh, I was going to show you my other documentation, which I think is really great too. Let me show you. This is free, by the way. This is a free tool that I use. Here's another free tool. If you're not into cherry tree and OneNote, here's a tool that you can use to sort of write notes on the fly. The good thing about this is you can sign into your Kali and start working on a machine. Once in a while, I might not have a lot of notes here, but as you can see, sometimes I did try to put some notes in here. So this is a nice tool where you can have a bunch of machines. As you can see, I did put a bunch of machines in here that I work on. It's called pentest.ws. The really cool thing about it is that you can have the service commands library. So you can come in here and specify a bunch of commands and it will know to run them for you. So when you put a machine in and you say, oh, I want to run GoBuster, it will automatically fill in the IP address because it saves the IP as a variable. So all you're doing is literally copy and paste your commands very quickly, which in some cases might be good and sometimes might be bad, right? So I tried to use this, but I'm now sticking with just OneNote. And it's still a really wonderful tool that I enjoyed to use for a while. Yes, found our Facebook group. We always post every week, and also we live stream this stream every Sunday at 9 p.m. to make sure that we decide on which machine we're working on. If you reach out in Discord or Facebook group, there's always going to be somebody ready to help you. If you're stuck, just post in your Facebook group and say, hey, I'm stuck on this machine. Someone will ask you where you are stuck, or they will try to help you. So yeah, and thanks everyone who answered here. So this is going to be a really great community, because if you are just getting started and you feel overwhelmed, and that's okay. That's why we have people ready to point you in the right direction. That's why we have people sort of who are there to be there for you. So if you're just getting started, feel free to just reach out. Hacking is not easy. It's definitely not easy. It's difficult, and sometimes it can be frustrating. But if you're dedicated, we'll be able to succeed on this together. All right, everyone. I think so far I don't have any more things to say, and we have covered a lot. Just to recap before we end here, our machine for the week is Blackfield, this one right here. Spend some time, try to hack this machine on your own, and when we come back next time, unfortunately we cannot discuss or do walkthroughs for these machines because they're active machines, but try to spend some time, work on this machine if you can. Let's hack this machine, and next Sunday we'll be back again at the same time right here on YouTube on live streams. I don't always post these links on Facebook, but if you just come back, subscribe to the channel is, by the way, it helps me rank this channel on YouTube so more people can join us. But also, if you subscribe and you have the notification, you'll be notified every time I post any of these. So make sure to subscribe and like these videos, and also join our Facebook group hack this machine. Otherwise, I think we can end this stream right now, and so I can try to poke on Blackfield. I probably will try to get a user tonight. Just give myself an hour or an hour and a half and see what I can find, and then hopefully by Wednesday or so I'll have root here. Otherwise, thank you all for joining. Appreciate you taking some time and joining me. I will see you guys next Sunday, and I'll also post a video. Otherwise, thanks.